Alright, so in this video, working on the Chevelle Turbo LS and ordered a bunch of stuff from this place here, Monkey Fab Garage. And we got some PTFE fuel lines, we got some fittings, and then recently I placed an order for some more stuff. It's just random stuff that I need. Silicone couplers and some aluminum bungs for welding. I got an O2 bung in there and some half-inch aluminum, half-inch NPT for this heat exchanger that I got to modify. So anyway, this place has a lot of cool Turbo LS stuff, and in this video I just kind of want to talk about specifically the fuel lines on how I ran them. And he also sent me a t-shirt, so Mike, thanks a lot, man. That's awesome of you. Okay, so the reason I went to Monkey Fab for this stuff is because I like all black, number one. I don't like fancy anodized colors. I want a blacked out look. And the price for all this stuff was right, okay? So it was inexpensive, and you can buy everything individually, and you can buy this hose by the foot. So I'm using -6 as the feed, and I ordered, I don't know how much of this, but anyway, this is PTFE lined, so Teflon. So that's going to work well with E85 and whatnot. So now, I'm not going to show how to put on these fittings. Mike has a video. I'll link to it in the upper right of how he puts this on here. It's pretty simple. The hardest thing, I think, is cutting the hose. And normally you use cutters, heavy-duty cutters to cut it. I did not do that. I used a cutoff tool with an abrasive wheel, you know, an air grinder, cutoff tool, whatever. This guy here, I just did it really quick and tried not to overheat and melt the inside of it. So this is actually a cut end off of the, right off that tool. You know, you put electric tape on it, and it does flare out the braid a little bit. And then you got to trim this in here. I got to come in here with a little knife and trim this and make sure it's all good. But overall, I was able to do it all. Is it the best way to do it? Probably not, but anyway, that's how I did it. So what I ordered from him is an O2 bung, and it's notched. So we'll put that on at a later time. And then these here are aluminum bungs that you weld in. So this is my heat exchanger for my intercooler, and I need to chop these off, weld them shut, and then I'm going to put bungs on the ends here. Okay, so I'm going to change things up here on this. Okay, well, we might as well start at the back of the car with the gas tank. I've done a couple videos on the gas tank I'm going to run. It's an EFI tank from Rick's, or their Restomod tank. And we have the VaporWorks fuel system that we're going to go with, which consists of the CTSV dual fuel pump module and the PWM controller from VaporWorks. So I got that all mounted up. And, you know, I was going to do a video on dropping the tank out. I have some footage of dropping the tank out, but then I'm like, screw it with putting it in. You can't really see too well, and this area back here in my garage has so much stuff, so filming it isn't the best. But anyway, you've seen me put the fuel module in. Now we just need to run a whip to the hard line, the stock hard line of the Chevelle, which is a 3/8 line. So a -6 whip from the tank to the hard line, stock hard line all the way to the engine bay, and we'll show that in a second. So let me crawl under here and get a clip of what's going on. All right, so it's really hard to do this. I'm doing this with my cell phone and a flashlight, but basically right there is a 45-degree fitting hooked up to the hat of the fuel module, and you can see this small whip that goes to my existing hard line. And that stainless piece that you see there is a tube to AN compression sleeve thingy. I'll throw a picture of it up on the screen, and I'll put a link in the video description. But basically, that's it. Just a small whip. And it is a little tight right now. You can see that I still need to orient it and everything, but it may hit the rear end as it travels up. So I need to tweak this a little bit, but basically that's all I need. So this isn't final, but that's it. Just a small, like 8-inch whip from there to there, and then that feed goes all the way to the engine bay. Okay, so that stock hardline comes right out of the frame right there, And I did the same thing. I did the tube to AN compression fitting, and then a 45-degree fitting, and then the fuel line is going to run up here, and I'll put some clamps on it, and it goes all the way here. If you remember, I did the 3D printed bracket for the ethanol sensor, so I bolted that guy right there, and then I did another whip all the way around to the inlet of the fuel rail. Okay, so that's a super simple single feed fuel line system. All right, so that's the input right there. I got a little whip here to the sensor, and another whip all the way down to the fuel rail. Okay, and then another short whip back of the tank. All right, so I want to show you a couple cool things on the Monkey Fab website. So something, you know, I went with the cast turbo log, but something I was considering doing is building a whole hot side from scratch, with the exception of, you know, building the merge collector. Okay, so like right here, he's got these collectors. You can get them all welded up, or you can buy the fabricator's kit. So that's pretty cool. That takes a lot out of the question. So like this one, for example. So if I was to build my hot side from scratch, this is something I'd have to fabricate, and you know, my fabrication skills are not that good. So this is something I was considering buying and then just building it off there. But that cast log is working out pretty well. Now that cast log was over $500. This thing, you know, it's only $100, and then you can start building with your own pipe and whatnot. But in any case, just check it out. If you're into building a turbo system, then this is something you definitely want to check out, all the parts that they have. All right, guys. So not really a how-to video, but I just wanted to show some of the progress I've been making. Go ahead and check out Monkey Fab when you get a chance. Check out all the parts that they have, and maybe they can help you out.